Hello again. So I know this week, well, when I say week, I mean the past 7 days, I was supposed to have, and I did try and did a little work on my book. But, I tried over the weekend. I did a little bit, and I, they even had my foot vibrating last night. Uh, and yesterday afternoon when I tried to take a nap. Um, so I tried to work on my books, and then I've been feeling like last night was another one of those nights where I don't remember falling asleep, being asleep, or waking up. So, waking up, well, got up, feeling sleep deprived. It's easier to talk than to think and write. Narcissistic abusers will straight tell me that I'm a fool if I keep talking and no one is listening to me, trying to get my story out. Whether it's the fiction book or my truth of my autobiography. You know, so um, I'm still tired but can't sleep, and it's like it's easier to just run my mouth and talk. I don't have to do much thinking hard, trying to create stuff. So so uh, I've been having certain moments, especially lately, where I have my mind will have like a split second of blackout while I'm walking. I think it happened yesterday or the day before, and it's really scary. Whenever I get tested for diabetes, they say my blood sugar is normal. You know, and narcissistic abusers have been wishing diabetes on me for a long time, starting with the foster mom. She acted like she would try to curse me with all the using word curses to try to curse me with all these illnesses. Um, I guess the foster family during my teenage years were giving me hints that I'm targeted, but they never outright said, "Yeah, motherfucker, we put your crazy ass in the program." So how the hell you fight for black rights and human rights, but you put another black person into the gang stalking program? You call them crazy and everything like that. So, um, that's what I mean. I feel like, I see a lot of these so-called patriotic people who walk around say, "Give me liberty or give me death." That's what they say. And a lot of times I've been, walking around lately feeling like, well, ever since I was 15 years old, fighting for my equality and freedom and rights, and always in the foster and biological family being treated like as if I'm last priority and no authority, no rights. Um, so I'm gonna talk. Um, I feel like what's the point? I mean, what's the point of going on? I guess my purpose for living, I guess, is for me to try to get my story out. But we each have our own situation, and I choose to be the one to share my story. Some people be like, well, if you really were targeted, you wouldn't have a YouTube channel or you wouldn't have a blog. Well, that's not true. Real, you can be real or fake. Excuse me. So that's like how people say that, oh, I don't believe you were raped, because real victims wouldn't go around telling everybody, or they think I'm just lying for attention. You know, everything about me, that smear campaign of, you know, me and a bad behavior and the tantrums. Yeah, but narcissistic abusers be unfair on purpose to cause me to get mad and throw an object across the room. They will punish me for throwing a cup across the wall, a plastic cup, not even a glass cup, you know. So I'm just tired of the idea of me being blocked from everything in life. Um, Me being blocked from everything in life and everybody having control and authority over me. And I really hate it when people say you can't control other people, but you can only control how you react. Well, how the hell is everybody able to control me? Because if nobody can control me, I wouldn't be in this hotel room right now. If nobody can control me, I probably wouldn't even be in America right now. And I would have my own house, car, and I would be, be married to the man of my dreams and have kids. And have a successful, happy family. You know, I would go to the beach almost every day. Um, but yeah, narcissistic abusers always like, if you say you've been raped, or the guy who raped you forced you to suck his penis, people make it like as if he has to have physically held you at gunpoint. But or they feel like nobody can force or coerce you into something you don't want to do. You know, but that's not true. Other victims, and the same people who say that are narcissistic abusers. They tell you that nobody can force you to do something you don't want to do, but then they'll turn around 5 minutes later and tell you that there are rules to follow in the society that you have to follow. And then when you question them about their contradictions, that's when you get called a troublemaker. you know. So, uh, yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it in another video, but I definitely tweeted on Twitter about how during my teenage years I had to hear lectures about from the foster mom and people not even connected with the foster mom. I had to hear lectures about how I have to learn how to conform to the norms of society. You wait till after the crazy label began, after the constant torment, you know. Um, it's like I know my other channel got completely deleted, so some videos, it might not be exact same thing word for word, but I like the topic. I remember a couple of days ago I did the topic about the lady talking about being part of a network. Yeah, videos like that. So I guess I'm redoing the topics for new people who, I mean, I don't even know because ah, I don't even know. Um, a lot of times I feel like as if I'm talking to a brick wall, like the foster mom acting like she's prophesizing all this. And then I'm reading that it matches up with the targeted individual thing. Like the foster mom was acting like she thought she ruled the world and this woman who stands 4 foot 11 inches tall. And I'm gonna show y'all a link to my Instagram picture of the foster mom. Uh, I don't know. It seems like when black people, black Americans, it seems like everything's just a curse. Because when a black American, I don't know about Africans and Caribbeans, but if you're a black American, wow, these perps are doing the forced orgasm right now with the electronic harassment. Um, if you're a black person considered a mental patient, nobody's there for you. You get more hate, more ostracism from society. But if you're a white person and you're labeled as mentally ill, it's like you get more support from people. If you're white American, you get more support from people in society than if you're black. Your own people, like, I mean, they're the ones who labeled me OCD, crazy, schizophrenic, or whatever. But if I say I'm OCD, if I have OCD, they'll say that's bullshit. But then they tell me I'm sick, crazy, and need help. What does it mean to need help? Or that you're crazy and they'll need to lock you up and throw away the key just because of a petty argument with one of my brothers? You know, you really hate your. I feel like this. If you think somebody need to be locked up in a mental hospital, hold on, I'm gonna change my battery, but I'm gonna still keep talking. If you think somebody needs to be locked up in a mental hospital, you might as well tell them. That's another way of saying go kill yourself, because those psych medications are killing you. You know, they kill people. And then, I mean, somebody said that when it comes to psych medicines, that he wouldn't be surprised if there was a demon in every little pill. You know, so imagine that. And also, people say that the psychiatric medications stop you from being able to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit. You know, so the New Agers twist it and pervert it and say that you're don't do this. Do not ever activate your pineal gland. Pineal gland is spiritually destructive. You know, so that's why I try to stay away from so-called, spiritual control freaks, because they might be trying to force you to do something. They're trying to coerce you. They say they love God, but then try to coerce you to do something that's contrary to God's word. That's why I, from now on, try to avoid bossy control freaks. You know, people who try to order me around and tell me what to do. Why the hell should I just blindly have to do what a 17-year-old child tells me to do? And then you tell me they have more sense than me. I thought it was just a phase during my teenage years. And I thought it was all about the foster mom or my twin sister or somebody putting stuff in other people's head. But then I go to California, Los Angeles, and, you know, experience the same treatment like the foster family by people who are not even connected with them. So, I mean, I don't understand. I don't get it. You know, I mean, I am always treated like I have less rights than everybody else. I think my targeting is some physical, but mainly psychological and mental. Um, like the foster family giving me hints, like the foster mom telling me I'm gonna grow up to be homeless, which I am homeless. I think I mentioned that in other videos about her telling me that I'm gonna be homeless, that I'm gonna be a prostitute, I'm gonna be on drugs. Well, I'm neither a prostitute or on nor on drugs. I never a day in my life smoked weed, did meth. I don't even know what weed, meth, and all. I mean, I know a little bit of what marijuana looks like, but I never touched a gun. You know, a real gun I never touched. Maybe a toy gun when I was a kid, or a water gun, but not a real gun. I don't even have access to guns. If I'm supposed to be dangerous and crazy, but I've lived with knives numerous years and never cut anybody. But I'm dangerous and crazy and not to be trusted with a gun or a knife or anything. People try to make it like as if I'm so just dangerous and crazy. And the foster mom's son-in-law, her oldest daughter's husband, Greedy Dykes Brian, try to tell me, if you're 6 feet 7 inches tall, or even if you're 6'2", the foster brother-in-law Brian or the foster stepdad Mr. Terry, it's like, if why the hell I'm only 5'2" and I'm way smaller than y'all. Why the hell, if you're a 6 foot 7 inch man, that's like, I don't know, about 17 or 18 years older than me, and I'm only 5'2". I don't know if you're like 36 years old and I'm 17. Why do you need, if you're 6'7" and I'm 5'2", why do you need to tell me you're not afraid of me? Oh, you're scared of her. Oh, you're scared of her. You know, and 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 the foster mom's husband would be like, "You don't scare me." But then they try to frighten and intimidate and bully me and keep you in constant fear. It wasn't just the foster mom herself. And you know what? The foster mom's little bitty son, Joe, that's only 5'8", who beats women. Now, Joe never told me to my face, I ain't scared of you. Joe never told me that. But the ones way bigger than him felt the need to tell me, I ain't scared of you. You know, but I was 17 years old, and Brian got in my face like, you done already burned your bridges. Because you done already burned your bridges. That I've already burned my bridges. Not all because of that situation what happened with Lanika. Um, so, all my relationships and everything went downhill. And I'm going to go revisit and talk about that too. So, I already burned my bridges, you know. So, the foster mom told me that I'm gonna wind up with heart attacks. I'm gonna wind up having heart problems, diabetes, high blood pressure. I'm gonna wind up a prostitute. I'm gonna be on drugs. I'm gonna be a prostitute. Oh, I think I said all that already. But, you know, I'm gonna be homeless on the streets. I'm gonna be plenty of days to be broke. I'm gonna have plenty. There are gonna be plenty of days when I'm broke, for me to be broke. And I thought it was just pertaining to my college days of it being natural, of being a college broke college student. I didn't realize this was gonna be my life, my future. Now I'm not allowed to have dreams of the future, hopes for a career or anything. Why send me off to college if you know that I'm a quote unquote failure? You send me off to college and force me to go to the college that I don't want to go to, narcissistic abuse. And now you forcing me against my will to go to the college that I don't want it, that I didn't want to go to. And then the harassment got and abuse got even worse when I went to the college I did want to go to. If you hate me so much, but then you try to block me from trying to get my own place while you force me to stay living with you, while you giving me the silent treatment. I mean, that reminds me of around 2010 or something when I was in the mental hospital. If everybody hated me so much that they wanted me gone, but they tried whatever they could to keep me there as a punishment. You know, when I don't know. It's like the foster mom kept saying that they're gonna put me in a mental hospital. She kept making those threats and telling me that they're at the max of my medication. And then her and even the people in New York, if they're telling me that they're like as if they're frustrated with me because the medicines aren't working on I'm not that horrible of a person. And the psych meds aren't working because they're not supposed to work. So I'm just so glad and thankful to get out that cult and find out the truth and everything. And, you know, seeing like everybody was narcissistic and controlling. And you end up hating the flying monkey worse than the chief narcissist in your life, you know. So, um, I don't know. It's like as if I don't see why black people feel the need to. Somebody said Chris Nacho Puppet sent you a friend request on Facebook. All these, but I mean, I don't mind as long as you're not out to hurt me, or as long as you're not a perp, you know. But I don't know. It's like after I mean, I don't even think I said it to anybody. I just thought that in my head last night. But you know, I mean, I don't mind a lot of the friend requests. There's just that I'm just hoping. I mean, I just wondering why the flood all of a sudden after I contemplated deleting it. And then after I felt like I had a rough day where I felt like me being censored or being kicked off of Facebook, I felt like as if I want to just. I thought that would seal the deal. Like right when I start to try to think to look for a way to delete all my Facebook, you know, that's when everything just flood in, flood in. Um, but I'm hoping there would be more people who would be supportive of me and not people who are gonna attack me or perp me. Like I had a couple of people perp me this morning or today, but now that I know that this program is what it is, the psych games and abuse from the from the foster family bled on to the biological family. Now the biological family and the foster family hate each other, but they just act two-faced towards each other, but they'll hate me to my face. And I don't, it's like I was trying to figure out, I didn't know that suicide was the program, but that there was a mind control program, so I never understood why the biological sister Ramona would laugh at me and my twin sister for our past suicide attempts. But at the same time, she'll do stuff on purpose to drive you to suicide. Drive you to try to kill yourself. And it's like, why are you doing that to your own sisters, trying to drive us to suicide? And then you smear campaign and make everybody hate us. And you don't even know me yourself. You may be my sister, but you don't know me that well because we came after we after we turned 18, and the biological sister Ramona would shut us out if we try to mention anything in foster care experiences. She'll try to force us to shut up, and then act like she thinks she knows us, and then try to go make lies. So I mean, I just don't get why you try to drive your own sisters to suicide, and then you act like you think it's funny. And then my own twin sister Brandy would do the same thing towards me, but she didn't like Ramona treating her like that. So I don't get it. Everything's all confusing. So I didn't realize it's part of the. I mean, I feel like you have to be really sick in order to try to want your own flesh and blood to go kill yourself. Even my own twin sister has told me go kill yourself. You know, so expect more videos from me at least for today, um, or the rest of this evening, this afternoon, and I'm gonna just keep processing. Like when you talk out your problems in a mental hospital, they call it processing, meaning like talking out your problems and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just keep venting and talking out, what I'm going through. Maybe y'all can get to know me better, and I can know y'all better. So I'm trying to stay strong and not give in to their manipulation and to trying to get me to kill myself. Trying to stay strong and trying to stay alive because I don't want to go to hell. So thanks, and I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Bye.